Hi, welcome. This is my 13th video where I share conscious parenting tools and concepts so we can raise ourselves and heal the planet collectively. I've decided to upload a video this time instead of going live. I'm going to keep it this way until I feel like I want to go live again. Someone asked me to talk about siblings rivalry. This topic is very near and dear to my heart since my entire awakening journey started with this. My daughter, who was 2 years and 3 months old, grew extremely jealous of my son shortly after he was born. I had no idea how to deal with her frustration, and I ended up reacting to her. That resulted in a very resentful and bitter relationship between them and as well as between me and her. Now I have two paradigm changer ideas to share with you that I wish I knew early on. Number one, know that your kids don't fight with each other just to fight with each other. They actually fight for your love and attention. Even if it is negative attention, it's still attention. In case of a toddler hitting an infant, that is exactly what she's doing. Do you remember the iceberg where the behavior is just the tip of it? Yes, the behavior is just a form of communication. It is just a symptom. No matter what we do, having a sibling for our kids is like our husband marries another woman while he is still married to us. Yes, no kidding. And by the way, this is not my opinion. It's a psychological fact. Now, we as conscious parents must attend to the underlying reasons behind the symptom rather than trying to fix the behavior, which, by the way, never works. Do you agree? That's what traditional parenting tells us to do. That is what the school system does. We punish and reward, and we yell louder than our kids when they're yelling, hoping they stop yelling. Does that sound familiar? Now, the conscious route, as we discussed earlier, is to get curious about the underlying unmet basic psychological needs. Do you remember? Connectedness, competence, and autonomy. So make sure you are filling these three buckets on a daily basis. As we talked about it before, spend at least 10 minutes one-on-one with each child. Let them know on a daily basis. Let them know that they're special to you. Fill them up with your presence, your acceptance, and your unconditional love. You see, they think love is like an apple. It eventually finishes as we bite into it. They're worried that your love for their siblings means you don't love them anymore. Let them know love is like the sun, infinite. Well, don't say this in an astronomy class, but you know what I'm saying. Also tell them the sun never discriminates between the trees. It will never say, oh, I give little light to this pine tree and lots of light to the cypress tree. So to wrap up the first pointer, know that their dynamics has a direct relationship with you. Work on your relationship with each one, especially the one who usually picks on the other. This is a good segue for the second concept. You ready? You'll love what I'm about to tell you. I'm sure it will take off so much pressure off of you as it did to me. Ready? Avoid butting in or interfering when they're bickering, unless it is a real safety issue. I know you want to teach and protect and correct. Well, don't. And leave the setting if it bothers you. Just do not get involved. The reasons are manifold. First, you're definitely adding yucky energy to the mix. I'm sure you're bothered by the situation. That is why you interfered initially, right? Secondly, when we are interfering, we are unconsciously favoring one. This is inevitable. Become aware of this favoritism. You know our kids smell our energy, so no matter how hard you're trying to be impartial, they feel they're your least favorite. It is interesting that I have found each of my kids thinks I'm favoring the other one. So mysterious. Thirdly, when we defend one, we are imposing the role of the victim onto him or her. This causes for the victim role to be internalized. They will be accustomed to be the weak one at all times. Lastly, since now everyone knows it is mommy's or daddy's job to defend the victim, they won't learn to stand up for themselves. They might end up being the subject to bullying all their lives. In case of a toddler hurting an infant, protect the infant, of course, but refuse to lecture. Just nonchalantly show the toddler how she can touch the baby. Also, distraction works best in this case. Don't dwell on it. Don't make my mistake. Well, here you go. First, claim your position of being the co-creator of your kids' rivalry. Second, avoid getting involved unless it's a real safety issue, and let me know how it goes. Before closing, I'd like to announce that 2 of my classes are coming in Pacific Grove, California. The second round of my 10-session conscious parenting class in Pacific Grove Adult School for 10 Wednesdays from 6 to 8 starting January 8th. And the 6th session, Art of Living in Joy at CSA in Pacific Grove for 6 Mondays from 6 to 8:30 starting January 13th. Hope to see some of you there. Oh, I'd like to show 2 fantastic books I recommend for Sibling Rivalry. First, Peaceful Parents, Happy Siblings, and Siblings Without Rivalry. These 2 books are amazing. Well, thank you, and I hope to see you next week. All my love. Bye now. Leave your comments.